There's nothing in sports quite like a redemption story, and redemption stories don't come much better than that of Bellator welterweight Brennan Ward. Ward looks to continue that story on Friday when he faces former welterweight champion Logan Storley in the main event of Friday's Bellator 298 from Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Ward entered Bellator as a highly regarded prospect with tremendous finishing power. Ward would spend the next several years rattling off impressive wins before suffering losses when stepping up his level of competition. The high point of Ward's time with Bellator came 7 fights into his time with the promotion when he won the Season 9 middleweight tournament. While Ward was fighting in the Bellator cage, his personal life was falling apart amid legal troubles and drug addiction.
I was living this whole other life, doing drugs and selling drugs, Ward said in a Showtime Sports video. It was wild. It was cray. I chose drugs over everything. I told myself, I hate fighting. I'm burned out. I don't want to do it anymore.
I wasn't burned out, I was strung out. I wasn't burned out, I was strung out. It was just me wanting to get high all day and all night. I'm so lucky, dude, I didn't do more prison time. I could have been in there 10 or 20 years.
My rock bottom was different than a lot of rock bottoms. For me, it was just my family not wanting me around. I had 2 months clean 10 times in 10 years. I could never make it last, especially when I was still having fun. I was still having fun. I wasn't out of money. Fentanyl's cheap. It's cheap. I bought a house when I was strung out on fentanyl.
How's that? How about that? I was such a maniac when I was using that nobody wanted me around. Finally, that started to mess with me a little bit. Now I'm a full-time fighter again, and I'm like, I remember all these old feelings.
These feelings I don't like. Now I'm forced to deal with them because I have a family and I'm providing right now. Every day is a challenge. Every day is a challenge. Every day is exhausting, but I'm learning as I go right now, for sure.
Every day. After losing back fights to Paul Daly and Fernando Gonzalez in 2017, Ward wouldn't return to the cage until February 2022, when he scored a TKO win over Brandon Bell at Bellator 274. Another stoppage win followed in June 2022, with a TKO of Caxius Kane before the most high-profile fight of Ward's care.
Sabah Homasi in the first fight of the CBS main card of Bellator 290 in February. Early in the second round, Ward blasted Homasi with a head kick before follow-up punches brought the fight to a close. Now having won on network television, Ward has the opportunity to main event against the no-one ranked challenger at welterweight. Storley
is looking to get back on the winning track after dropping a decision to Yaroslav Amosov in February. That fight was to unify the welterweight title after Storley earned the interim crown in May 2022 with a win against Michael Page. Storley is returning to action in front of a hometown crowd at Sanford Pennacon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Both of Storley's career losses have come against Amosov. The first by split decision before Amosov made a much cleaner case with a unanimous decision in the rematch for the title. To earn another crack at Amosov, Storley can't afford to come up short in a fight against Ward, an opponent further down in the rankings at 7.
Made sense. He's coming off 3 good wins, Storley said of the fight in an interview with Cageaside Press. Everybody else is kind of tied up or I've fought them before. The top guys I've all fought, and that's kind of where we were left at. And I wanted to get back in there instead of sitting on the sidelines. If you don't take this fight, then you're going to sit and wait. I didn't want to sit and wait for 8 months or almost a year to fight again. Prediction Storley has been in with dangerous strikers before, including his split decision win over Page. Mifi is not only a dangerous finisher, but also a fighter whose striking is far more technical and accurate than Ward, who employs more of a blunt force approach to breaking down opponents. That's not to say that Ward isn't dangerous. If he lands a few clean power shots, he could quickly shut Storley's lights out. The reality is Storley is simply a bad stylistic matchup for Ward. Storley is a good wrestler and is relentless in his attempts to push the pace. If Ward can't
catch him clean early, the fight will see Storley take over the fight more and more as his grappling wears Ward out down the stretch. Pick Logan Storley via odd.